Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Quarbit, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play as Wallachia going for Dracula's revenge. Now, brand new might be a little bit of an overstatement right now, because obviously this isn't the 1444 start date. And so welcome to episode 0 of Dracula's Revenge. Now, the reason why there's an episode 0 in the first place is because Wallachia is such a difficult and RNG-based start that more often than not you will have to restart in order to get this achievement. And so if you're interested in looking at all the times, well, clearly not all of them, but a large portion of the times that I restarted trying to get a good beginning to this series, you can check out the live stream I did. It's not that long ago. It's probably the most recent one as of when I'm putting this video out. And so if you want to check out some of those things, you can. And, well, you know, viewer, be warned, that's it's a little frustrating to witness because of how many times you have to go through this. So if you walked up to me and you said, Quarbit, I want to see you do the Wallachia start and record it every single time that you do it, I would probably rip out half the hairs in my head. It's a very difficult thing to get started on. And, you know, just by chance, I was messing around at like, you know, 1:30 a.m. instead of sleeping like I should have been. I was just messing around trying to see if I can get a decent Wallachia start. And so, that's what we have today actually. It's about 25 years into the game, give or take a few months here. And I'm going to show you exactly what happened through the timeline feature. Maybe I might post a couple of screenshots here and there, scanner bag, if that's, you know, going to be helpful at all. I don't know if it will be or not, but I'll check that out. But essentially, imagine the 1444 starting situation with Wallachia. You royal marry Hungary in an attempt to not, you know, deal with some very angry and bloodthirsty Hungarians in the near future. However, I was unable to avoid that, even though I did royal marry them. They got their king, you know, they got out of the interregnum a little too fast, which means they regained the ability to declare wars, and they looked at me and started, you know, eyeing me up like a juicy steak, like my land was looking kind of delicious to them. So, Hungary was not looking like a very good option. The other options that we had for alliances are Theodoro, which is they'll almost always accept if you race a little bit, Albania, Muscovy, which I'll explain in a minute, and Circassia. Now, I could have gone, sorry, for Trebizond or for Imereti, or any of these guys over here, really. But I went with Circassia because they tend to have a pretty good, you know, defensive position, and the Muscovy might connect up, and I don't know, things might end up working out. I was just thinking, might as well pick one of them. So, I went ahead, and after grabbing the failed royal marriage, well, it worked at first, but they broke it, obviously, I improved my relations with Albania and Muscovy. One of the interesting things about Muscovy is even though they look like a lost cause at the very beginning of the game, they do a lot of early expansion. And this early expansion puts them in a position where they can become the kingdom rank. And when you become a kingdom rank, you actually upgrade the number of relationship slots you can have, I believe. So if you've been improving your relationship, with Muscovy for a long time, the instant they become a kingdom, you can royal marry them fairly easily because it gets rid of, you know, the debuff for having too many relations, which at that point is around 50. So you can save yourself a little bit of worrying when it comes to a defensive position if you've actually got to you know, manage to give yourself an alliance with Muscovy first with the royal marriage. So that's great. That's great. A whole bunch of fantastic stuff there. When it comes to Albania, I also decided to royal marry and ally them in the hopes that maybe, just maybe, we could take down the Ottomans early game. Unfortunately, what happened is that I was stuck in a war with Moldavia, which I'll explain in a minute, while, you know, at the same time the Ottomans went after Albania. So, hopefully that can be explained here, maybe through the timeline, I'm not sure. But, Venice did put up a pretty good fight. Let's stop here. Okay, that's just a bit of Venetian land grabbing. It's right after, I believe, yeah, Constantinople falls. And we can witness, after, obviously, Bosnia gets absolutely beat up by Hungary. We should see either I invade... There it is right there. So the war was going on here with Albania and the Ottomans. Right as I was at war with you know, in the middle of my war with Moldavia. That's why I pieced out first, and you still see that Albania exists still. Unfortunately, I didn't really have the resources to come and help Albania during that war, so they got absolutely bodied. I probably would have gotten destroyed along with them. So, whether or not the Albanian alliance is good to start off with, it's really up to you in what you plan to do early on. For me, though, I had this opportunity with Moldavia, who, you know, they start off guaranteed by Poland, and often they go under the, they become a march of either Hungary or Poland. They get to decide that. But there is this third option, where they fight the was it Pretender Rebels, I think? Yeah, I think it's the Roman, not actual Roman, but, you know, Roman's invasion. They get to fight his Pretender Rebels, and they often end up losing because the Pretender Rebels are a little stronger than they are, I believe, like 2,000 stronger or something, maybe 3,000. So they just got absolutely deleted by not the Noble Rebels, but the maybe they are, I don't know, one of these guys, the Pretenders. And so they were a little too weak to really put up a good defense. Poland was actually occupied up here in the Teutonic Order, and I believe they were also at war with Hungary and maybe Austria. Maybe Bohemia. No, not Bohemia. I don't think it was, at least. But Hungary and Austria, I think, were fighting Poland. Poland was also fighting over here in the Baltic. So they were unable to justify their guarantee any longer over Moldavia, and I went ahead and snatched up that land real quick to grab my good old, what was it, my quest, I believe, or my mission. So that was pretty alright. Next, we get to move on and see what goes on with the Hungary situation. As you might have noticed, some things happened around there. So we'll see over here, Albania should disappear relatively soon, along with this Venetian land. There it is. Yeah, Venice put up a pretty good fight, actually, but unfortunately it didn't really work out. Now, when it comes to Hungary, I believe we're starting to get towards that point, where Hungary and Venice, I believe, had a war with each other. I don't exactly remember that, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. There was a bit of a war that started here. Hungary declared on Venice, but then, was it, what actually went on here? I kind of forget. What was it? I think it was the Ottomans decided to declare on Hungary. I decided to declare on Hungary. Serbia, I believe, also declared on Hungary. I think this little part here used to belong to Hungary, I believe. Something like that, yeah. Okay, there it is. Or maybe, I don't know, I have no idea, honestly. But, a whole bunch of wars happened. Hungary's being taken down still. They're still getting absolutely destroyed. But I ended up taking Upper and Lower Transylvania here. Not the entire portion of Lower Transylvania, mind you. There's still a bit that kind of belongs to the Ottomans, so that's a little bit awkward. However, I do need Citistrift from the Ottomans anyway, if I'm going to form Romania, so yeah, actually, to form Romania, I just need this. So for the mission, I need this. To form Romania, I need this. That's how things are looking right now. As for my diplomatic situation and everything else around me, we're doing pretty strong, actually. Muscovy will defend me in pretty much anything I need. We have a bit of separatism over here because I did just conquer this land. You can see it's very fresh, still being cored up. Our army's doing okay. We've lost a lot of manpower, but it is a significantly larger size at least, which is great. We've united the voivodes, and I mean, everything's looking pretty okay now. So that is episode 0, kind of the backstory of how everything began here. I guess it's like the Wallachian origin story for this series, because although I couldn't really show off the start as it progresses, because of, you know, how long that would really take. That would take longer than justified, I believe, just for a series. The number of restarts and the number of episodes I'd have to make, and I guess the breaking of my voice over time, would kind of create too much tension. I would probably just get bored and give up the Wallachia idea. But this way, the Wallachia idea is still strong, and hopefully we can see a bit of an advent in Poland and Lithuania here would be great. Obviously, if we can get you know, the Mamluks to have a war with the Ottomans, and if we can pull Muscovy on our side, then that's even better. But for now, this is Quarbit signing off from the Origin episode, and as always, have a fantastic day. I'd like to give a quick thank you to the following March patrons. In the $1 tier, we have Quiet Guy, Quagersol, Rising Runner, and DLNM. In the $5 tier, we have Odie, and in the $20 tier, we have Chewy Shoot. Thank you guys so much for helping out the channel, it means a lot to me, and as always, I can't possibly thank you enough.